What was the Holocaust? When most of us think of the Holocaust, we categorize it as the genocide of 6 million Jews during World War II by Hitler and the Nazis. But this definition doesn't do justice and doesn't fully explain the horrific events that happened during the Holocaust. A much more appropriate definition is that the Holocaust was the murder of approximately 6 million Jewish men, women, and children by the Nazis and their collaborators. Let's break this definition down. Firstly, I say murder, not genocide. Genocide is such a complex concept and doesn't really explain what happened fully. What happened was murder. It was killing with intent. Furthermore, it wasn't just Jewish men, women and children who were murdered, despite them being the vast majority and were such an important part to the Holocaust. There was also gypsies, disabled people and a number of gay people who were prosecuted. So by saying genocide, it takes them out of consideration and prevents us from understanding the complexity of the Holocaust. Secondly, I say Jewish men, women and children, not just Jews like the previous definition. This helps us to humanize the victims, because by saying Jews, we are generalizing them to one group, but there were so many different people who were killed during the Holocaust. By saying the men, women and children, this helps to humanize them. Of course, it doesn't completely humanize them, as there were 6 million victims and we are still generalizing them to an extent. However, I would like to talk about humanizing the victims more in another video, because there is so much that goes into humanizing them and you can't say that in one definition. And then lastly, I say the Nazis and their collaborators, because it wasn't just the Nazis who murdered the Jewish men, women and children. There was also their collaborators. When I say collaborators, I mean people who worked with the Nazis, people who helped to cause the destruction that they caused. For example, the Hungarians created ghettos for Jewish men, women and children before they were sent off to either extermination camps or concentration camps, and sometimes they were just killed in those ghettos themselves. There was also the French police who sent them off after they had been after France had been taken over. So there were so many different collaborators. It wasn't just the Nazis who did this. There were so many perpetrators, which makes the Holocaust so complex. So now I've kind of gone into some detail about what the Holocaust was and explaining the definition. I would like to talk about Auschwitz itself, because I went on a trip there as a part of my Lessons from Auschwitz project, and I would like to talk about what I saw there and go into some details about that.